One more second, just get the PowerPoint up. All right, everybody. Well, tonight we're going to have a good talk, and it's really something that's important. Don't really have any cleanup rules for the week. I hope everyone's having a great week. I go into a really crazy few weeks here, traveling like crazy the next month, but it's going to be some good stuff. Probably go for, I would say, around 30 minutes tonight, right around that. But tonight I really wanted to talk about funnels. I think it's something that's been brought up a lot in the past few weeks. So I kind of wanted to walk you through what a good sales funnel looks like, and where it starts, and really the whole goal. Now, I'm just going to dive right into it, and I apologize about my voice. I'm losing my voice, but hey, we'll live. So now, when you want to think about why you start a business, right, the reason you start a business at the end of the day is to sell a business. And in today's world, when you talk about selling businesses, the reason these businesses are selling so much, or the reason they're selling for so much, is because the information that these companies are gathering, the data that they have on and the customers that they have, not the leads and the community that they create, is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you look at Instagram or Snapchat or WhatsApp or even Uber, right? They're all community-based tech companies that are worth what they're worth, not because of the money that they make, but because of the just massive amount of community slash leads slash data they have in that community. So you're probably wondering, like, well, how does this relate to me? Well, it's really simple. The thing that we don't focus on, a lot of us don't focus on our businesses, is that we never really spend time on actually generating our lead revenue and how to get, we don't focus on how to get leads. We just focus on creating products and things like that. So step one of this whole funnel is that, and some of you have heard this before, and you know this, but you have to have a squeeze page. Now, what most of us do is that we focus completely on us, right? I want to get something across that's so important when it comes to online marketing today, and something that I'm starting to realize even more, and put in some of the new funnels I'm working on, is that people do not care about you at all online. People go online literally just to just to get something for themselves, right? They're trying to get some kind of a result. So if you have to think about, if someone sees your name and your face and blah 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 blah, then, and I do this and I do that, if they don't care about you, they're probably not going to convert. So you have to think the first part of your funnel should have absolutely nothing really to do with you. And we're launching a new funnel for the Success Room, and we have a very, very minimal branding with my name on it. That's because we're launching it to warm databases. But when you're going onto a cold database and getting brand new traffic or brand new leads that really doesn't know who you are, you want to completely focus on creating an experience and making sure they get results quick. So first thing is that the squeeze page that you have should be super minimalistic. Nothing crazy, no videos, none of that stuff. You literally just want, here's an example of one right now. We took this one offline, but it converted really, really well for us for a long time. That is just super minimalistic and super simple, right? And the whole goal is that you're focusing on what is it that the customer is going to get and the results they're going to receive. You don't want to do any videos. The average person spends about 7 seconds online before they either stay or before they leave, right? So videos, if it's 45 seconds long, they're not going to watch the video. Your conversion is going to go down. You don't want to have pictures of you. You don't want to be talking on there. The second you have a picture of you, they're judging you for something. They don't like your shirt that day, so your conversions go down. And if you're talking on there, they don't like your voice, conversions go down. The whole thing is that you want to completely focus on giving that person an amazing result so that through your free gifts they come back and buy. Now, really, really important, let's do a checklist. What I see people do is that they give away ebooks, they give away guides, they give away video series, they give away newsletters, they give away all these different things, right? Well, skip all of that. The thing that you should give away that's literally the best and works better than everything for getting people a result is something that's just one sheet and it's got 7 tips on it. Now, it's like this, right? So let's say if I'm not in the weight loss niche, but if I was in the weight loss niche, I would very simply, what I would do is I would create a free guide, and my first tip would be, if you want to lose weight, run on the treadmill once a day for 5 minutes. Now, if that person runs on a treadmill for 5 minutes for once a day for 5 days, and they lose 1 pound, you become the absolute expert. Like, you become the best at what you do, and because you gave away something for free, and the person actually got value out of it, they're going to come back and buy from you many times out of, let's say a lot more than they typically would. The challenge is that we give away free gifts, and as a product owner, we're just thinking about, I just want that email, right? Well, what you should do is just completely focus on getting them a result, and not focus on you, or not focus on, so you want to create something that they're going to be able to use, not just something that goes right to shelf help. And you have to think about yourself. How many times do you buy a course or buy something and then never use it, right? So if you're doing that, then it's not going to be a winner, right? So you want to totally get focused on creating a free gift and creating a simplistic page that gets the consumer or the potential customer a result / an experience really quickly. It's so important. Now, the next part is, and this page is terribly ugly, but it works really well. So the next thing is that, how are you going to sell, right? So you got the information from somebody, but how are you actually going to sell something? Well, it's simple, and we know this. It's a sales page, guys. The sales page is really the concept is really simple. You got a headline, you got a video. That's the video's in the middle, and then you have a buy button. There's your buy button, right? So that's the buy button is where it says I want to learn how to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you don't have to do like we create very crazy sales pages for when we do big launches, and I've kind of stopped doing big launches. But you can do something, just a white background, 2 lines of copy up top, a video underneath it, and then a buy button underneath it. You don't have to do anything crazy like this. We had fancy graphics and yada yada. I'm just trying to give you guys examples. So, and then it says it'll be about the most powerful video of your life, especially around minute 11. So we want them to stay. Now, if this is really important, and I'll write this out for you. We talked about offers a few weeks ago. I'm going to go over it really quickly here again, but the actual okay, never mind. So the actual video, you want the video to be around 7 minutes long, and you have to think like, the reason why is because people make a buying decision in about 5 minutes, and so if it takes about 5 minutes, you want to tell a story for about 7 minutes so they actually buy. So the first 30 seconds is the intro. Now, what I mean by the intro is that you're not talking about yourself at all. You're talking completely about what they're going to, what the topic that you're going to go over. So if you're doing a financial offer, I would do something like, the world crashed and burned in this year, and blah blah blah, and this happened, and then in 2011 it got better, and here's the opportunity. Here's a big opportunity in 2014. That's your first 30 seconds. The next 90 seconds is kind of a little bit about you, but you want to focus completely on the results. I'm going to post this for you guys too as well. 90 seconds totally on the results that people get, and a little bit about why you are an expert, right? Now the next about, this is about 2 minutes typically. It's called the fears and qualifications. Now I talked really in deep about this the other week when we did the we kind of broke down the sales letter. So I won't go too deep here, but really simply is that your customers have a ton of fears, drawbacks, pullbacks, things that are going to make them not want to buy something. And so you literally want to list and think about every single one of those potential opportunities for you and the fears that they're going to have. And the more things that you can identify, so let's say you're doing I spoke yesterday in New York City, and we were talking about some lady had a relationship. She does relationship coaching, and I was like, well, I mean, I think some of the fears that your clients will have, and she kind of agreed with most of these, is that you got to be able to leave your house and go out and meet people. You got to have money to be able to spend on dates. You have to. You don't have to be the greatest looking person, or you don't have to. You might have to change some things about how you act and how you dress. And we kind of went through a whole thing, and these are things that you really want to list the fears and then turn those things into qualifications. And what I mean by that is that you turn those fears into a challenge, so that, like, let's say, let's do a tech example, or the time example. If you don't have 3 hours a week, this course is not for you. And tell them to leave the sales page, tell them to actually leave the offer. And when you do that, it creates a challenge in their head that, yeah, it's going to turn off some customers, but it's going to give you, it's going to attract the right customers, if that makes sense. So, and it's the customers that are going to be able to push themselves and actually work, and not just the, the who knows, the customers that aren't going to do good things and actually make you money and make themselves money and actually use your courses. So, fears and qualifications. Does anyone have questions on that? If you do, just write them and I'll get back to them. Okay, cool. Looks like we're good. All right. So now the next part is that this can be really long or it can be really short. I think it should be however long it takes to do. Right? But we'll put 2 minutes. This is like the product section. Now, really important. This whole time you're telling a story, you don't want to be selling anything, or you really just want to be telling a great story through this whole process here. Now, when you get to the product, you can talk about the value of this stuff, but I wouldn't try and sell anything. I would really just explain the product very thoroughly. Talk about what it is and how many modules are in it, or if it's a service, what they're going to get for the service. I mean, really go through and identify every little thing that is inside your course, right? And so make it that it's a just a very thorough explanation and detail it really good, right? Really simple. And the last part of this funnel is that, or the last part of the sales video is that this is where you're actually going to sell, right? So this is the close. Sorry, I'm writing these and typing in. The close, I've seen really short closes, I've seen really long closes. It really just depends on who you are and how you close. I think every single person has a different way of how they close, right? Me, I think I'm a quicker closer, right? So I don't take like when I speak from the room, it probably takes me 5 minutes to close. Some guys need like 30 minutes. But I'm also, I don't do the whole rah-rah. I don't do any magic tricks. I used to do magic tricks. I just don't think those work, right? I think they're kind of annoying, and I don't like them, so why should I treat my customers like that? So it's my best advice is just be genuine, be yourself. There's no trick to get more conversions, for that. I mean, I wouldn't make any outrageous claims. I would just be, very genuine and very real. I'll even, if you take it back, I mean, this was for a launch, so what I'm showing you. These pages aren't up anymore. If I could go back and change that, I want to learn how to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, I probably would, because of that, we got a lot of flack from customers. Did it make conversions higher for the launch and were affiliates happy? Hell yeah, but did it probably increase our sales? I don't know, a few percent? Yeah, definitely. But I didn't attract the right kind of customer. So I just think, when it comes to the close, be really genuine, be yourself, and really I would just stick with telling the story, right? Does anyone have questions on that? You can post them in Skype or post them here. It doesn't matter to me. good with either. Oh, good. Okay, cool. All right, so the next part is, and this is really, really important, is that what we a lot of times forget about is that when someone goes online and they hit buy, they haven't actually bought yet, right? They need to really, you still need to get their credit card information, still have to charge their card. So the next process here is so important. So when I was actually doing this launch that we're going through now, and this is yeah, we were doing this launch. People were starting to check out and then they would leave, right? And so they would go and hit X, and we had if we had 10 people click the buy button, we had 2 stick. It was 1 to 5, so we had about a 20% conversion on the button to checkout, right? And what I realized is that what people have to do is that they have to go up and to the right to hit X. And so if they have to go up and to the right, I think the best way to do it is create a page that, what's the word that disrupt. Disrupt is a really cool word in tech. I think you guys should. It's really becoming a popular thing about, you know, how do you disrupt something and make a change and make a movement, but at the exact same time it works really well in the way of sales, because when people start to get away from something, how do you disrupt? And it's not in the way that you interrupt, but in a way that you disrupt their thinking to get back focused and get back on track, right? And so what we did really simply is that we created a page that had obstacles because what we know is that it's really simple. When people are buying online, when they have a buying, when they click buy, they always, almost like 90% of the time, they go and put their first and last name in the credit card form, and then they decide to leave. That's when the buyer's remorse kicks. And so if you just create a page that has obstacles, this is an example of one, right? You know, you got your start, you got your initial, you got customize or customizing the order now, and what we, you know, really simply put, they custom cut. They have to they go down and they start filling it out, and then, you know, it's really clear. It's almost like we create a page that has a sales page on it by itself, and so it makes it super. It closes the deal. I don't know if that's like for you guys too. It closes the deal and gets to a click. What we found is that, you know, there's no voice. We found is that we on this launch alone, we went from like 20% to like 60% just by adding these different little things in here. Now let me show you another example. Here, can you guys see that? Yeah, you should be able to see that. Okay, so here's another example. You can see the other things that are kind of in place. But we put some nice little copy up here, and then they had like a little money back guarantee. The little products, like, you know, a box, because people think they're buying something physical. There's all your billing information, so they had to stay. You know, you figure if they start, they have to go up and then to the right, right? And so this is one of the most important things that we did, is that when you add this, it increases your sales a lot. About 50% of the people that buy will check that little box, and what that box is just an additional, it's an additional upsell right then and there. And when they check the box, it goes from red to green, and the price automatically gets ordered. And it's a very simple way to make a lot more money on something really on just a simple product. This was just it was literally, I think this was an ebook that we wrote and then just put in like some audios with it. You know, it's call it Social Media Gold. Kind of just made it up in like a week or 2 weeks, and then just bang, and you have a whole brand new product right there. And the mindset is really simple: is that people want to they always want to supersize things. They want to make things bigger. And so when your customers are buying, they want to buy more. You know, I was talking this other day at New York, and I asked, you know, the whole group a question. I said, have you ever When's the last time you've gone to the store and just bought one thing? And even me, like I thought about it, I'm like, I can't even remember the last time that I've gone to a store and just bought one simple thing. Like I'm always, even if I go to the gas station and grab a bottle of water, I'm grabbing gum too, because it's so hard to just get one item. We're not really programmed for that. I mean, if you can think of times where you've gone and just got one thing, if you can count more than 5 on your hand, that's impressive, because as the American society is, we're programmed to buy multiple things when we're buying stuff. So it's the same exact way here. You add an upsell right down here, and you're going to get higher conversions for sure. Questions? Well, you guys got to have some questions. Oh, Sue, okay, so at what point do you tell them the actual cost? Yeah, I would actually tell them the cost at the sale. So right around, let's say you have a 7-minute letter, I would actually, or a 7-minute sales video, I would tell them in around 6 minutes. Other questions? All right, well, let me recap it then. If no one's got any questions, I'll just keep going. Really, back to the whole concept, right? So if you were to overlay this, you start with a squeeze page. You're capturing information. Now, this is really important. This isn't your corporate site. This is your sales funnel. Hopefully, everyone knows that in here by now. I know we got some new members in here tonight, though, so it's okay. Sales squeeze page. That's where your whole thing starts. That's where you get your introduction. You're opening the funnel to the lead pool for life, right? I mean, you're going to get lots of leads through it, drive the traffic through it, and rock and roll. And then from there, you take them, as soon as they press that button, you take them right to the sales page. Sales page is where you're going to make the money. It's where you're closing sales. Not your, I would drive all your traffic right through that. And then finally, you take them to the close page, right? And on that close page, that's where you make sure they actually close it. And I would create a page like that. I think if out of all the pages that you have, you'll probably spend the most time creating that closing page. Now, a secret here is that if you sell high end, after they buy your lower end product, these funnels are really designed for anything under $1,000, right? So after they buy that product, what I always like to do is that I put a thank you page, and on that thank you page, there's a questionnaire. And that questionnaire asks really specific questions like, what kind of business do you have? How much money do you have to spend in it? What do you need most help with? And it helps us with a lot of things. It tells the kind of clients we're getting from affiliates. It tells us, is there anyone that would be good for our upsells, for our one-on-one coaching and things like that. It also tells us, what do people need help with the most? Do they need help with this or that, or do they need help with growing offline, or what are the things what are the needs in the marketplace? And then once again, it goes back to, it gets us a lot more information about our customers, so the business becomes more valuable, and we can market even better. So if you were to do a rundown, squeeze page to sales page to closing page, or your order form page, and last but not least, your survey form, which is a thank you page. And that's kind of it. I mean, if you guys can do, if you do that, you got a kick-ass funnel. It's really not more to that. It's 4 pages. I know people have been talking about this, so I wanted to kind of go over it tonight. Anybody got any questions on this stuff? Really, that's all I really have for tonight. I really just wanted to kind of go through what the sales funnel looks like. If anyone needs to talk this week, I would probably try and get a hold of me tomorrow, because after that I'm kind of off the grid until next week, Wednesday. Trying to get some sleep here tonight. I had a crazy meeting. I also we had a meeting in New York City last night, team, and everybody here. So we just closed a big deal with a guy named Sammy Adams, who's signed with Sony for a few $1 million about 1.5 years ago. And I'm working on getting him on one of the calls, so he's going to come and just talk about what it look like to play at that level. He's got like a few million followers on his social networks and some really cool stuff. So we'll get him on a call soon. Well, if no one's got anything, listen, you know how to get a hold of me. I hope you guys have a great week. Really important. I mean, I would start trying to put together your funnels. You can use a site called leadpages.com, Optimize Press. These are all sites that work really, really well to build these funnels in a pretty short period of time. Other than that, that's pretty much it. If you guys need anything, feel free to reach out. I'll be around for probably the next 25, 30 minutes if you want to talk tonight. And if not, we'll have a great week, have an amazing weekend. If any of you guys are in Chicago going to Lollapalooza this weekend, have some fun. I will be there. And all right, everybody, have a great night. Bye now.